I'm Amy Porterfield, ex-corporate girl turned CEO of a multi-seven-figure business. But it wasn't all that long ago that I lacked the confidence, the budget, and the time to focus on growing my small but mighty business. Fast forward past many failed attempts and lessons learned, and you'll see the business I have today. One that changes lives and gives me more freedom than I ever thought possible. One that used to only exist as a daydream. I created the Online Marketing Made Easy podcast to give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. If you're an ambitious entrepreneur or one in the making who's looking to create a business that makes an impact and a life you love, you're in the right place, friend. Let's get started. I want to tell you about a podcast that I recently discovered, and it's part of the HubSpot network, and I am loving it. It's called The Shine Online, hosted by Natasha Samuel, and she interviews the brightest entrepreneurs she knows to bring you no fluff advice. You know how I feel about that. Honest discussions about the mental health and lifestyle aspect of entrepreneurship and actionable strategies and success stories of those who've mastered the art of shining online. And it's a really conversational podcast, which I love. I personally loved her recent episode. It's titled New Year, New Strategy, my 2023 content predictions. And she dives into her expert content predictions for the upcoming year. It is good. So you can listen to The Shine Online wherever you get your podcasts. Hey there, friend. I want you to take a moment and think back to your absolute favorite business book. What about it did you love? What gave you that feeling of, ooh, I could do this. This is really valuable. I needed this. Like, what was inspiring? And did it make you have any aha moments, or maybe 2 or 3? For me, my favorite business book, the one I go back to again and again, is Atomic Habits, James Clear. Such a good book. And the reason why I love this book is that it is very actionable. He teaches you something, and then what he teaches you is doable. You can go out into the world and try it and implement it so that you can get results quickly. I loved that about his book. So when I set out to write my book, 2 Weeks Notice, I knew that I wanted my reader to have all these same feels, like just when I read Atomic Habits. So when my book started to unfold, I couldn't help but wonder, what will others think of these words that I'm writing? Like, how is it going to inspire them? How will these chapters change their lives? Or how will the quotes and the stories and the honest truths that I give them strengthen their ability to say yes to what lights them up and no to what dims their light? So the fact that my book is officially out for the world to read, if I can be honest, it's exciting and thrilling and very nerve-wracking all at the same time. But every time those nerves start to creep in, I come back to my why. I come back to who I wrote the book for. There is a woman working in a 9-to-5 that she hates. She's climbing the corporate ladder, building someone else's dream, and she tells herself, there's got to be something better out there for me. This is not my end all be all. The woman who knows her heart is somewhere else, that something more is calling her name, but she doesn't know where to start. I remind myself that all the blood, sweat, and tears that I poured into every single page of this book is for her. And so now that my book is officially on the bookshelves and it's live for all the world to see, my heart is just yearning to know, how did 2 Weeks Notice land with my readers? What stood out for them? What quotes did they write on a sticky note and put on their computer as a gentle reminder? What chapters did they read over and over again? What words moved them the most and why? So in today's episode, I'm handing them the mic. I'm having my readers share a little bit about their story and why they picked up 2 Weeks Notice and what it meant for them along their journey. So thank you so very much for being a part of my community and my journey. And I hope you love hearing their stories just as much as I do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy Coats. I am a certified life and career coach, a family law attorney, a podcaster, a wife, and a mom of two amazing children. And I wanted to take just a few minutes to share with you why I really think you need to go out and purchase Amy Porterfield's new book, 2 Weeks Notice. I have been a fan of Amy's for a very long time, both with respect to her podcast, Online Marketing Made Easy, for many, many years. I think I have purchased every single program that she has created. I have been to her live events, and she is amazing. And I know I sort of liken it to, I'm about to date myself a little bit, but when you were younger and your favorite artist put out an album, told you I was dating myself a little bit, but it didn't matter if you heard one song on that particular album, you knew it was going to be amazing and you went out and bought it. That's really how I feel about all of Amy's programs. So when I saw that she created this amazing book, I immediately went out and got a copy of it, and it did not disappoint. One of the things that I love about Amy is that there is sort of a current that runs through all of Amy's programs, and it is one that she is able to take really complex subjects and topics and break them down into really simple, easily digestible steps that really make sense and really allow you to digest them in a way that is very applicable immediately to your business and allows you to grow and expand. And that's one of the things I love about it. My favorite chapter in the book is Content is Queen. And the reason why I love that is because it is such a great example of how she takes these ideas and topics and really breaks them down for you. And no matter what business that you are trying to grow or create or scale, content, really good content, is so important. And so that particular chapter really stood out to me because you could see step by step by step how to apply that to your business, how to create really good content, and how I can then transfer that into my coaching business across the board. And so I am so excited for everybody to get a copy of this book. I think that even if you're not going to go out and give 2 weeks notice today, next month, next year, this is such a great book to have now so that you can begin to build the foundation for the type of business that you would like to grow. So go out and get your copy of Amy Porterfield's 2 Week Notice. You will not be disappointed.
Hello, my name is Whitney D. Walter, and I am a professional development expert, a speaker, and the owner of Harness Your Power, a company dedicated to the development and advancement of professional women. I've been obsessed with personal and professional development for many years now, and I've done everything from financial education in underserved communities to learning and development for a Fortune 500 company and traveling the country as a corporate trainer. In 2021, I joined Amy's World and released my first digital course, which was the Polished PowerPoint Playbook, while I was still working in corporate America. The results were good, but not as amazing as I would have hoped. So soon after, I was sucked back into my 9-to-5, getting more and more drained every day. Eventually, I decided it was time for me to find a new job where I was more appreciated and better paid. And believe it or not, I used LinkedIn to land a job offer that actually doubled my salary without ever submitting a job application. It was pretty crazy. And as amazing as that experience was, I was just right back in another corporate job that had me feeling frustrated and underutilized. So I started talking to my fiance about the possibility of stepping out on my own and taking my business full time. And as scary as that thought was, it really lit a fire under me. And wouldn't you know, Amy announced 2 weeks notice just a few short days after we had that conversation. So it really felt like a sign from God, and I started really seriously planning my exit strategy. So now I have officially set my exit date, and I'm not backing down. The time is now to make a commitment to me, to my dreams, and to all of the people that are waiting to receive the help I'm going to offer them. This is why my favorite quote from the book is, "Courage is something you choose. Confidence is something you earn." Today, I'm choosing courage. Tomorrow, I'll get to enjoy the confidence. Thanks, Amy.
Hi, my name is Jessica Sattani. I am a mompreneur coach, and I am also a first-time mom to a precious baby boy who is 7 months old. And my husband and I are clearly obsessed with him. He is just the cutest little thing ever. So anyways, I'm so excited to be here and share a little bit about my experience with 2 Weeks Notice. It is an amazing book. So let me give you a little backdrop. So when I first heard Amy talk about this book, I thought to myself, am I really going to benefit from this? Because I've already been at my business, doing my business for about 2.5 years. And so I've already been through the whole, giving my 2 weeks notice, quitting my job and so forth. But then she said, if you're also a beginner in your business, you would benefit from this. And then I thought, am I a beginner? And yes, I am a beginner. So I knew that I was going to benefit from this also for two major reasons. The first one is I have been following Amy for a couple years now, and I know she always delivers. She provides golden value in all of her content, literally from her podcast to her courses. I have taken her Digital Course Academy course, and it has been amazing. So I knew that she was going to deliver once again. And then two, I knew that if I was going to go at it from a beginner's mindset, I was going to get so much more out of it than I ever could. So I decided I am getting myself a copy. So right now I have the digital copy, but I'm going to be getting the hard copy soon. So I want to share a quote from the book that really struck me and really got me thinking too, how am I living my life and my business life? And so I'm just going to go ahead and read it. She says, if you are willing to push past your immediate desire for security, comfort, and certainty, you will experience the ultimate freedom of creating your own kind of security on your terms and in your business, in your own business. Then I wrote a few words. I said, reading Amy's words literally fire me up. I totally resonate with the fears that she points out and also the desires that she points out to the core. I continued reading and she says, if you are willing to mess up as you go, your dreams are already within reach. Wow. Those two sentences that I read really just got to me. I started thinking, where am I not showing up because I am afraid? What am I really afraid of? What do I really want? I thought I knew my why, but my why became so much clearer after reading these sentences, this paragraph. And then so I decided I need to show up. I need to stop being afraid because my success is literally right here. It's not that far away if I choose to show up. So because of that, I've decided to do lives on my social media. I've decided to show up more in my Instagram stories. I've decided to be more consistent or just be consistent giving trainings inside my Facebook community. And I've decided to create a podcast. All of that because of what I read. And I've continued reading Amy's book, different chapters. And it is incredible. I just find myself taking so many screenshots from the digital copy because it is just so powerful. And I honestly invite any business owner, just in general, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you want to benefit from this incredible read, and if you want to apply it in your life, then you are going to see results because you're going to be driven to take action just like I have. So I am just so excited, so happy to have this copy. I'm so grateful that Amy had and has the courage to she wrote this book and now she is talking about it and being vocal about it, which I'm so grateful because now I benefit from it and my life and my husband and my clients and future clients. So happy to be here. So excited. And again, thank you and congratulations, Amy.
Hi, I'm Kristen McDonald. I am a HR professional and longtime recruiter turned career coach. I picked up 2 Weeks Notice because I have been a longtime listener of Amy Porterfield's podcast. And I also had left my job already. I had some runway that I built up and really just needed some validation that what I was doing or thinking was right was actually, I was on the right track, and to learn some tips from somebody who's already been wildly successful. And so, we all get imposter syndrome. And I think that I've been feeling a little bit of that. And so some of the things that were really helpful for me in 2 weeks notice for that transition were things like working through all the steps of my ideal customer avatar. What problems am I trying to solve for them? What transformations are they looking for? Even down to naming my avatar and understanding that not everyone is going to be my ideal customer, right? In fact, that's okay. It's more than okay. It's not a rejection. It's really what I want, is to find just a really niche set of people that are looking for one specific thing, and that's what I can bring to them. And that's what was really compelling for me. Another one is how to set myself up for success with non-negotiables within my own business. It's really easy when you are starting your own solopreneurship or business to not really have boundaries in your work and life, and it all kind of seems to blend together. And that's something that I've been really bad at lately. And kind of having permission to be better at it is something that I was looking for. And I didn't really have anybody around telling me that that's really what I should be doing because, I work by myself. And so reading that chapter in the book was really useful for me as well. So I just also wanted to say thank you, Amy. Thank you for putting this book together. And I really look forward to future podcasts and maybe a sequel book if you decide that that's something that you want to do. So thank you so much again, and bye for now.
Hello, my name is Monica Tanner, and I am a relationship coach who works with married couples. I help them to ditch resentment and roommate syndrome and improve communication, connection, and commitment so that they can get busy writing their happily ever after love stories. I have built my entire business on principles I've learned from Amy Porterfield's Online Marketing Made Easy podcast, her digital courses such as List Builders Society, Digital Course Academy, Systems That Scale, and her Momentum membership. I am such a huge fan of everything that Amy teaches and am so grateful that she has helped me make my dream of creating a business where I can help married couples a reality. So when I heard that she was writing a book called 2 Weeks Notice, I couldn't get my hands on it fast enough. I wanted to read the book for two reasons. The first was to check and make sure that I was doing all the things that Amy recommends in my business to make it successful. And two, because I'm currently in the process of writing my own book for married couples and entrepreneurs. And so I wanted to watch the process of how she launched her book into the world. I knew I wanted to be part of it. Reading 2 Weeks Notice has been so valuable to me, and I especially loved chapters 10, 11, and 12 because of Amy's step-by-step processes on how to pull out your own unique genius to create an asset for your business that will help your customers achieve success and minimize their pain. My favorite parts of 2 Weeks Notice are, of course, anytime she talked about Hobie, but specifically where she wrote out her non-negotiables for her business, which number one was that Hobie was her top priority. I teach that to all of my students, that no matter what we are endeavoring to do, that if we will put our marriage first, that we will ultimately be more successful. I also love how she talks about how Hobie was supportive and encouraging to her all along the way, but also wouldn't let her get away with not putting him first. Thank you so much, Amy, for this gift. And I'm so excited to have the opportunity to share it with my audience, especially because I find it so important for married couples to make room for both partners to achieve all of the success and ultimately become the very best version of themselves so they can share it with each other. And this book gives you step by step how to dream big and make those dreams a reality.
If you want to organize your business, you need a CRM, a customer relationship management platform. And if you actually want to grow your business, do what I have done and move over to HubSpot CRM. With HubSpot, your sales, marketing, customer service, and ops teams all have access to the same dynamically updated data. Can I get an amen? So they won't get their wires crossed on where a customer is in their journey or how to convert them. Plus, HubSpot CRM is easy to buy and easy to use, so you don't have to waste valuable time onboarding your teams or managing software. You could just start the value right away. That has been my experience. So learn more about how HubSpot can help you grow better at HubSpot.com.
My name is Nicole Andrews, and I'm a career coach, organizational consultant, and speaker, serving mid-career women who are looking to disrupt the status quo on purpose in their careers to make bold career moves. Now, this is a full circle moment for me because Amy was the very first course that I bought in this digital online world. Back in January 2019, I remember joining a webinar called The 3 Types of Courses You Can Create. And Amy, I didn't know who she was at the time, but 45 minutes later, I had spent money and talked to my husband about, oh my gosh, I just spent a lot of money on a course. And he was like, with who? And I was like, with Amy Porterfield. Who is that? And I'm like, it's Amy Porterfield. I don't know. She seems amazing. I've researched her. She's legit. Like, oh my gosh. We all know that feeling, right? When you buy something and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never heard of this person before. What have I done? But I knew Amy was legit from the very moment that I joined that webinar. And since then, she has changed my life. I'm literally full-time entrepreneurship right now because of the framework that I learned from the Post-it method that she taught in DCA. Literally, all of my group coaching programs, my career disruptor frameworks are all based on the Post-it method that I learned from Amy. So I want to leave you with 3 things with 2 weeks notice. The reason I decided to read the book was because when I learned that Amy was writing a book about her experience and journey to entrepreneurship, I needed to understand if I was alone in my experiences, especially now that I'm full-time entrepreneur. And I left a corporate executive role to leap into full-time entrepreneurship in 2022. And I was a VP of HR. That was very tough for me to leave. And I needed to hear someone say, yes, it's tough, but I don't want you to look back. And that is exactly what Amy did and more in 2 weeks notice. She said, I knew that I did not want to run back to corporate. And I knew that my first 2 years of entrepreneurship, they were difficult. They were a struggle, but I could not go back. I could not go back to that comfort zone. And so I get very emotional thinking about that because, as a mom, I now get to control my time and spend time in the way that I want to with my family and also make money and contribute to society that in a way that has a bigger impact than even if I would have stayed in corporate. And Amy is a big reason why I believe that I could do that. So I'm going to share 3 takeaways. There's so many from 2 weeks notice, but the first one is not knowing what to do every day can hold you back as you turn in that 2 weeks notice and step into full-time entrepreneurship. And so Amy walks you through how to structure your tiger time, what you need to focus on, and really the systems that will help you in your business. She walks you through step by step, which is why I've always loved her programs. I'm also a Momentum member as well, because she walks you through step by step. You don't have to guess. You know exactly what you need to focus on to create that digital course, to create that coaching program, to provide your consulting frameworks, whatever you need, she will teach you how to do that. The second thing that you struggle with in entrepreneurship or as an entrepreneur is really this idea that your idea has to be original or what you want to do has to be original. But if it's original, it's probably not something that can, that has momentum or that people may even be interested in. So Amy really dismisses that idea and says, no idea is original. And she says, don't let originality be your excuse for not starting. That is powerful. That is powerful because a lot of us think, well, there's someone else who's a career coach. There's someone else who's an organizational consultant. There's someone else who's a CPA offering these types of services. There's someone else who's doing quilting or making music or teaching this strategy or this, whatever it may be that you want to do in this world. But there is no one else like you. And so Amy talks a lot about not letting that stop you. And the third thing that I want to share here before wrapping up is the content struggle. The content struggle when you're in entrepreneurship is real. And so she talks about your content is the key to revenue, and you have to do that by offering free value. So you have to do that first, offer free value, because in order for your revenue to increase, you have to promote yourself and really put out content so people get to know, like, and trust you. And she walks you through this 3-step method of batching that she does to create her content. And she said, when my content increased, my revenue increased. That is something that you need to know if you're looking to step out. You cannot hide behind the content bus or the social media bus. And she walks you through exactly how to do that. So I'm going to leave you with this quote from Amy as well. Decisions give you the momentum to keep moving forward. Please make the decision, buy the book, take the course. Amy is amazing.
Hi, I'm Rosie, and I was lucky to read 2 Weeks Notice by Amy Porterfield. I am a new mom now to a very curious 9-month-old, but before that, I was a primary school teacher who just wanted to try something completely different and outside my comfort zone. I came across Amy's podcast, and I was listening to that, and it just gradually, almost by osmosis, I felt like I grew into my confidence and my self-esteem more as she spoke to me through her stories, her tutorial trainings, through her podcast episodes, and just genuinely sharing really good tips and tricks about marketing and starting your own business. So in listening to most of her almost 500 plus episodes, I was really hooked on the way that she delivered her episodes. And that got me to think about starting my own thing as an entrepreneur. And so I left teaching and decided to go into radio and do a radio course. But I would never have had the confidence to have done that and gotten into radio and start my own show, which then led me to want to start my own podcast. But if you'd asked me that 5-6 years ago, I would never have had the confidence or the self-esteem to even start. But now with the book out, I can actually read her story in depth. And I loved how Amy went through what seemed like, what I feel like as a parallel life to what I lived, of just being the yes person, wanting to be there at work all the time. And for me, even going to work sick and being forced to go home, thinking that I had to be there and that was everything, and I had to, which was in my teaching days. And I soon realized after a while, it's more important to do something that you're really keen and wanting to do with a passion, even though that word can be thrown around a lot. But just having that want to help people with what you're good at is something that I've been trying to work on for so long. So this book couldn't come at a better time. So what I loved about it, it was just from building the confidence to start my own podcast. I know that I've had help from Amy with that, but really look into myself as a person who would just do anything for the work rather than spend time with family. And it wasn't until I was told to my face as well by my loving boyfriend and mum that I was spending more time at work and more time doing things for work than spending that quality time with my family. And the twig was really hit hard. So I had to think about doing something different. But with this book, I found that the concrete examples and exercises are really valuable. So for example, wanting to put your 2 weeks notice in, Amy walks you through that and how to do that in leaving a job that you really don't feel fit for, and you can do something better with your time. And I felt that exercise was just really, really confirming and calming that I could do something like that. Or for example, putting my non-negotiables down, because I would have no boundaries and I would probably just say yes to anything. If you want to do something outside of hours, yeah, sure, I'd be the person to do that. Or if I was needed for something on the weekend, sure, I would go and do that at the sacrifice of family. So really having that exercise to put non-negotiables in was also something I found so valuable. There are so many other things as well that I've taken away that I want to apply. And I want to say that this is a book that I've picked up this year that I haven't wanted to put down, to be honest. So every spare moment that I'm trying to find, I always try and read a couple of pages, and it really uplifts my day to just apply something new. So I just want to say thank you, Amy, for planting those seeds, going ahead of me and people in the world, and really doing the trial and error and being honest with all of the things that you've gone through, whether it's a massive success or something that you had to overcome. It just made me feel like that I can take another journey through for my life as well, and be a success.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Mayer, and I am the host of the Bold Goal Crusher podcast, as well as the founder and CEO of Sarah Mayer Consulting. And I help women entrepreneurs set and crush their bold goals without working double time. My team and I truly believe that you can create a business and systems in your business so that you don't have to hustle all the time. And we do that by providing coaching, consulting, as well as done-for-you services when you want to stop learning and just have it done for you. And I picked up a copy of Amy's book, 2 Weeks Notice, because this is the book that I actually needed when I started my journey as an entrepreneur in 2020 full-time. I was dabbling with a little side hustle for much longer, but I went full-time in 2020. And I wish that this book was out when I was dreaming of my side hustle becoming a full business as I sat in a cube. And I picked up this book not only because I needed this when I first started, but many of the clients that we work with really are looking to leave their 9-to-5 and create the business of their dreams, or they may have already left, but they've created a business that's allowed them zero freedom. And this book, Amy is awesome. Love Amy. I've been in many of her programs, List Builders Society, Digital Course Academy, and I've helped guide many of my clients through her programs. But this book really is the roadmap to ensuring that not only do you get that business off the ground, but you create a business that you truly love. I have a couple of favorite chapters in the book. My one favorite chapter is The Ugliest Website in the World. I think that's the title of the chapter. Yeah, The Ugliest Website on the Internet. That's chapter 6, and it's where Amy talks about her journey to build a website and all the things, and really how it's all about creating action. There are many great quotes from the book, but one that really resonates with me is press pause on perfectionism. From here on out, especially as you transition from where you are now to where you want to be, allow for some B-level work. And I think this is such an important message to new entrepreneurs because we truly view what we're creating as a representation of ourselves. And honestly, we want it to be perfect, but we're chasing something that isn't actually achievable. So allow yourself some B-level work, get it out in the world, make it happen, and then fix it along the way as you find things and learn new things and you're exposed to new things. But the best advice I can give you is create the thing and put it out there and get started today, because every day you wait is a day that you're not living your dreams. So pick up a copy of 2 Weeks Notice if you're thinking about starting a business, thinking about creating a side hustle that can provide you some extra income. This truly is the blueprint, and it's everything I ever really needed when I started that I learned along the way the hard way. And you don't need to do it that way. And Amy is great. You will love her. You will love how genuine she is, and she truly is authentic. All right, so get out there, create your dreams, and crush your goals.
Hey there, I am Stephanie Shaw, nutrition strategist and podcast host. From 2017 to 2019, I was sick and stuck in a job that only added to the stress of not knowing what was going on in my body. I visited 18 different doctors in 2 world-renowned medical facilities, and no one could help me. I would often walk into work and wonder, what would I do if I quit my job? How would it feel to have more time for self-care? And can I still make a good enough living to support my family? But it was all just a thought. I didn't have the courage to quit, and I did not know that there were tools available to make that what if a reality. Fast forward to late 2019, I had to close my nonprofit, and one of the first online resources I found was Amy Porterfield. I listened to her podcast, bought her course, and I was off to the races. Amy has the ability to clearly create a path for you that allows you to envision a better future. She does that in DCA, her Digital Course Academy, in her membership program, Momentum. And ladies and gentlemen, she has done it again with her book, 2 Weeks Notice. If I would have had chapter 3 in 2017, a chapter where Amy challenges you to recognize that you have a superpower by asking you, what brings people to you for advice and what could you talk about all day, every day? I would have had the courage to take the steps to give my 2 weeks notice. In 2017, I didn't understand that my superpower could lead to a successful business. I didn't know that my superpower could have released me to start a business 2 years before I was forced to close my nonprofit. This is such an important chapter for me because I can now use this chapter, this book, with others as I coach and mentor them. They need to know that they already possess what they need to make the transition from employee to employer. I work with midlife women, either by providing nutrition coaching or educating them on a podcast. And 2 weeks notice is going in my toolbox as a resource for the many midlife women who, because of office dynamics or the need to make changes that more align with the changes that are taking place in their body, need this information. They need to know they have a superpower and they need the information to create a clear path to help them put in their 2 weeks notice. All of it is included in this book. Amy and that Porterfield team, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to support more people in my life through your resource. Everyone, here's to your health.
Hey there, my name's Tracy Havlik. I am a full-time PE teacher, run coach, and virtual personal trainer. I'm a mother of 2 teenagers, so that keeps me busy, which brings me to the reason why I was inspired to read this book. What really inspired me was I wanted to really jump in and give my full focus into what Amy's been teaching me over the last few years through her podcast. Every time I listen to her podcast, I made a decision a couple years ago that on my commute to school, that I was going to focus on building my mental self up and being able to build my side hustle and because I wanted to be able to reach more people. As a PE teacher and health teacher, I know how much fitness has done for my life as a runner and a physical education teacher. And I want to continue to inspire more people, but trying to reach those people and learning through Amy's marketing, through her podcast. I really wanted to jump in this book because I was thinking, if Amy has all these podcasts out there, if she's going to take what she has known and shared with us and put it in one book, I know that what is in that book is going to be the most important pieces that I need to focus on. And so that is really what inspired me to join this group. And I knew I'd meet other awesome people that were also pushing, working on that side hustle. And along with my side hustle of being a virtual personal trainer and run coach, I wanted to start creating some courses around the information because I find myself asking or answering the same questions over and over again to my clients. And so I thought, well, what a great way to kind of help build and help them, but also help me maybe sometime find a little more freedom in my schedule, because as a teacher, we know that we lack a lot of freedom in that schedule to learn how to create these courses through her book. As a longtime listener, I knew that all the great stuff that would be found in this book would what I need to focus on. So as I've been reading through the book, I have been taking notes and trying to carve out time to really focus on what I need to do for me instead of looking at all these things all over the place because you're just being bombarded with information. It's just this book and my notes and putting aside time to go through all the awesome information that Amy has in this book. My favorite chapter has been chapter 4 because I am a teacher and a mom. I know that it's hard to just carve out that time. And so making me slow down, that chapter 4 has been my favorite. Dial in the you factor. When you're so close to who you are, you're in your head. I needed some time with that where she makes you dial in. What is it that you have special? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do people come for you for? And so really stopping and slowing down and writing those things out. That chapter 4 really made me aware of, okay, these are the things that really help me. And so anyway, I am just working on creating a plan through this book so I can set some goals for myself because I am looking forward to giving my 2 weeks notice, and I want to have it set up and ready to roll so I can help more people through fitness and running and things like that. So I want to create that freedom to help more people, and that freedom to explore other options that I'm interested in, such as like the perimenopausal fitness and running and things like that, because there is such a big need in that. So I am looking forward to fulfilling my passion outside of school with this 2 weeks notice book. And I hope that by the time I have put these things into work, because it does take time. And that's what I love about Amy is just step by step. Here's what you need to do. And you just need to follow through with that and just make it work and focus. So I'm just so happy to be here, Amy. Love what she does, and just so excited that this book came out so she could put all of her great morsels of information into one spot. So thank you so much for letting me join in, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Where do I even begin? To be able to hear directly from my audience how 2 weeks notice has made an impact on their journey and for helping them create a life that aligns with all the things that light them up the most, it's truly a gift. When I think of all the books that have ever inspired me, made me laugh, made me cry, made me re-examine how I think, feel, or act, and helped me change the direction of my life, I'm truly grateful. I hope that these stories have inspired you to take the first step, whether that's with my book, 2 weeks notice, or not. Because my goal with 2 weeks notice is that it brings you comfort and confidence and guides the way for you as you begin on a new journey, no matter what that looks like for you. So if you've gotten a chance to read 2 weeks notice, thank you so much. If you haven't yet, you can find it wherever you get your books. And please send me a DM on Instagram. Tell me your favorite part. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Online Marketing Made Easy podcast. I'll see you again next week. Same time, same place.